The general perception of modern Sega, with regards to its intellectual property, is that Sega is very gentle with fans and permissive of fan works, especially when one compares Sega's IP handling to its once rival, Nintendo. Sega does not react as harshly as Nintendo does to fan games, fan art, or fan works in general. You might have already seen my lawyer's take on Nintendo. Nintendo is indeed very protective of its IP, albeit for good reason. But this begs the question, why can Sega be so fan-friendly with its intellectual property engagement when Nintendo is so harsh? These two companies are both large businesses with valuable properties, aren't they? If the law really requires Nintendo to be so protective, then Sega's behavior proves that such protection isn't actually necessary, right? Well, not quite. The law sets the stage, but sometimes the show is different even if performed with the same set, which is to say, Sega and Nintendo have different goals when it comes to managing their intellectual properties, and as such, they seek different outcomes which in the end are intended to result in the same effect, which is growth. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's explore today the intricacies of business ethics, corporate law, and intellectual property law to answer the question, why isn't Sega overprotective of its intellectual property? To begin, we must understand the historical context of Sega, where it began, what it became, and what it is today. The Sega we know today and the Sega of the past are two very different companies, but despite how much has changed, a lot yet remains the same. To start, Sega is not like Nintendo or Sony. It is not an older Japanese company that eventually grew into a large international one. No, Sega was American. Sega is short for Service Games, S-E-G-A, Service Games, Sega. The company was established in Hawaii on September 1st, 1946 by Irving Bromberg to build and sell slot machines and coin-operated amusement machines to U.S. personnel stationed across Asia after World War II. Please keep this factoid in the back of your mind for later in the video. Now, Sega eventually became a Japanese company through a series of mergers and sales that are not relevant to the rest of the video. What is relevant is that under Japanese leadership, Sega began also developing arcade games and amusement machines like crane games. And when that arcade business began to decline, Sega, seeing hardware rival Nintendo producing its own consoles, utilized its hardware expertise to enter the console market. However, Sega would not see much success at first. Its first system, the SG-1000, was not a very big success. In 1988, Sega released the Mega Drive to lackluster reception in Japan, where it fell behind both the Super Famicom and the NEC PC engine, known in the US as the TurboGrafx 16 in sales. The Mega Drive's release as the Sega Genesis in America was at first equally disappointing. But Sega's president at the time, One Hayao Nakayama, had a brilliant idea. He thought that Sega needed a mascot, a character like Nintendo's Mario that consumers could associate the company and its products with. Sega needed a flagship, and so Nakayama tasked Sega's AM8 division, a 15-man group, to design this flagship mascot and his associated game. The AM8 division began their work by producing a tech demo under the leadership of one Yuji Naka. Even at this early stage, the demo had captured the essence of Sonic, a fast character platforming through maze-like tubes. The details of the character and levels were then filled out by the rest of the AM8 division. Hirokazu Yasuhara would design the levels, and Naoto Oshima would design Sonic himself. Oddly enough, much like the story of Mario, my home city of New York is once again implicated in Sonic's creation. At GDC in 2018, Naoto Oshima told a story about Sonic's original design. You see, he had planned a trip to New York while character discussion was happening internally. Oshima then sketched some of the designs on boards in Central Park and showed them to random passersby, gauging their reactions. Oshima would state, "The result was the hedgehog was the most popular. People pointed at it and really liked it." Oshima would also note, "The second was Eggman." The final product was Sonic the Hedgehog, A truly unique game at the time, Sonic combined exciting, fast-paced gameplay with colorful, stunning level design and a cool-as-ice protagonist in the titular Hedgehog. Here's another fun fact. Sonic's personality, according to Oshima, was partially inspired by Bill Clinton. In any case, the popularity of Sonic the Hedgehog catapulted the Sega Genesis ahead in sales, and the Genesis outsold the Super Nintendo 2-1 during the 1991 holiday season. By 1992, Sega controlled 65% of the 16-bit console market, and by the end of 1993, Nintendo's share of the 16-bit market had dropped from 60% in early 1992 to only 37% by the end of 1993. In response to Sega's success, the AMA division was renamed Sonic Team. If you were around back then, you might remember that Sonic the Hedgehog was everywhere, and Sonic was supreme. The console wars raged around the subject of who was better, Mario or Sonic, and at the time, I remember genuinely leaning a bit in Sonic's direction. I played Sonic 2 on my older cousin's Game Gear. I loved Sonic 3 and Knuckles, adored Sonic Spinball, and I even played a lot of, but never managed to beat, Sonic CD on my PC. But Sonic's glory days would not last. Sonic's classic era, the period from Sonic the Hedgehog in 1991 to Sonic R in 1998, would give way to the Adventure era, which started in 1998 with the release of Sonic Adventure in 98 to the release of Sonic Riders in 2006. And it seemed like each subsequent Sonic release saw the Blue Hedgehog slowly fade increasingly into obscurity compared to his once rival Mario. Indeed, by 2001, Sega's once harsh competition with Nintendo had faded. Sega released Sonic Advanced on the Game Boy Advance in 2001 and would follow that up with sequels in 2002 and 2004, respectively. Sonic would also struggle to make the transition into 3D that Mario did, whereas Mario 64 was so groundbreaking that it is considered revolutionary to this day. Sonic Adventure, released on the excellent but sadly doomed Dreamcast, is not remembered with such accolades by the general public. It is remembered instead as a flawed gem. Yet despite all this, I still loved Sonic. I played endless hours of Sonic Adventure Battle 2 on the GameCube with my younger sisters. We would replay the Tails Mech prison level over and over for unicorns, because the Unicorn Chow was objectively the best and the prettiest. In the midst of all this success and transition, though, we must ask an important question. Back when Sega was poised to be the market leader, how did it handle its intellectual property then? Well, the answer is, when Sega thought it would be number one, Sega was just as protective as Nintendo was. And perhaps in some ways, even more so. There was once a time when neither Nintendo nor Sega were especially overprotective of IP, because the threat of fanworks was essentially non-existent. The internet wasn't nearly as widespread, and there was no obvious way to monetize fan content. Even fan content that was potentially monetized could not be easily cracked down upon. Think about that booth at your local Comic-Con, which sells pins shaped like Vaporeon, or the booth that draws and profits from Sonic or Mario drawn in the style of Japanese woodblock prints. Even today, even if either company wanted to, it's not easy to enforce your IP in those areas, in part for legal reasons, but in part simply because a company, no matter how much manpower it has, is not all-seeing. Arguably. When a threat did exist that could be identified, though, both Nintendo and Sega, it could be argued, were equally harsh. You may have heard of, for example, Nintendo's legal battle with Blockbuster, which was a games rental lawsuit masquerading as a game manual reproducing lawsuit. You may also be familiar with how strict modern Nintendo is when it comes to creators of ROMs and emulators. But did you know that it was Sega who fired the arguable first shot across the bow of emulation? Consider Sega Enterprises Limited versus Accolade Incorporated. The game publisher Accolade, famous for Bubsy 2, had disassembled Sega Genesis software in order to publish Genesis games without being licensed by Sega. You see, at the time, in order to develop games for the Sega Genesis, Sega required your games to be licensed by Sega. in order to get a license from Sega, you had to sign an exclusivity agreement preventing you from releasing a Genesis game on any other system. What Accolade did was it purchased a Genesis console and then decompiled the executable code of 3 different Genesis games, essentially allowing them to create Genesis ROM cartridges, with which Accolade could slot its games into as ROMs to publish. Accolade would use this technique to sell their game Ishido, The Way of Stones, on the Genesis in 1990. When Sega discovered Accolade was doing this, it responded by including new code known as the Trademark Security System. When a game cartridge was inserted into the Genesis, the console would check for the presence of this code and would display a screen stating that the game had been produced under license for Sega. Accolade, upon discovering this new security system, would reverse engineer it and add it to their games Hardball, Star Control, Mike Ditka Power Football, and Turrican. These games would show that they were under license, despite not being licensed by Sega. In response, Sega filed a suit against Accolade on October 31, 1991, in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California. Judge Barbara A. Caulfield would rule in favor of Sega, issuing an injunction prohibiting future sales by Accolade of their Genesis ROM cartridges which used reverse engineering. Accolade was then required by the court to recall all of their Genesis-compatible games. Accolade, however, was not finished. Accolade would appeal the injunction to the Ninth Circuit of the U.S. Court of Appeals. In the Ninth Circuit, many of Sega's arguments fell apart. Regarding the legality of Sega's trademark security system, Judge Stephen Reinhart, writing the opinion of the court, would state, "The trademark is misused if it serves to limit competition in the manufacture and sales of a product. That is the special province of the limited monopolies provided pursuant to the patent laws." The court would also review the 4 criteria of fair use with regards to Accolade's use of Sega's copyrighted game code. These 4 criteria are: number 1, the nature of the work; number 2, the amount of the copyrighted work used; number 3, the purpose of the use; and number 4, the effects of use on the market for the work. In short, the court would find the following. Number 1, the nature of the work was overwhelmingly original content, and number 2, the amount of copyrighted work used was exceedingly small, as the copied portions of code for the TMSS were a mere 20 to 25 bytes of data compared to the 500,000 to 1.5 million bytes of the game. As to points 3 and 4, the court would state, where disassembly is the only way to gain access to the ideas and functional elements embodied in a copyrighted computer program, and where there is a legitimate reason for seeking such access, disassembly is a fair use of the copyrighted work as a matter of law. To some extent, that language still protects some kinds of emulation to this day. If you remember my Nintendo video, and how the proceedings of legal battles can cause trauma for company leadership that can shape their decision-making, this battle, which was a monumental loss not only for Sega, but for all game publishers, informs, at least in part, their skittish behavior when it comes to takedowns and copyright strikes. Yet we must move on from this case now, for fear of getting lost in the weeds of law. But if you are interested in reading more into this case and the law behind it, I encourage you to take a look at the amicus brief filed by the Computer and Communications Industry Association and the decision itself, both of which will be linked in the description. The important takeaway is that when Sega was the top dog and had a lot to lose, Sega was just as willing as Nintendo to take harsh and exacting action to protect its intellectual property. Sega's action against Accolade was also hardly the only instance of Sega protecting its intellectual property back when it cared much more to do so. When we talk about Sega being generous with its intellectual property, exactly which properties are we talking about? Eco the Dolphin? Gunstar Heroes? Bayonetta? We are talking virtually exclusively about Sonic the Hedgehog, aren't we? Sega has happily issued DMCA takedown requests to fan games in the past. See the infamous Streets of Rage fan remake takedown, A representative of Sega Europe even issued a statement to Kotaku at the time which stated that the company needs to protect our intellectual property rights, and this may result in us requesting that our fans remove online imagery, videos, or games in some instances. So Sega itself is happy to issue DMCAs when the property isn't Sonic. And Sega is also happy to allow its subsidiaries to issue takedowns on its behalf. Ask the Persona/Megami Tensei fandom what their experience is when it comes to DMCAs issued by Atlus. Atlus is a wholly owned subsidiary of Sega. Take a look at the registered trademark for Persona 5 Strikers. Who owns this trademark? Why, it's Sega. Sega has complete executive control over Atlus's decision-making with regards to its intellectual property. But Sega is happy to allow the corporate veil of Atlus to hide its aggressive IP protection in the case of Persona, as it adds a layer of distance from Sega itself. As a bit of an aside, if there is one thing I have learned from my interactions with corporate executives and finance people, it is that business decision-making of this sort is often deeply cynical. Most companies are run with a goal in mind, what those in the know might call a business purpose. Companies often start with one business purpose and end up with another as they grow. A company might start with a relatively harmless purpose, such as becoming the world's #1 comprehensive entertainment company, and end up, like many large companies, with the practical purpose of grow at whatever cost. You see, the problem with becoming such a large company is that it is increasingly tempting for a large business to go public if it is not already so, which is to say, to open its shares to purchase on the stock market. A successful company with lots of hype behind it can raise enormous funds, and a public sale can make the private owners of a company exceedingly wealthy. However, the moment you open your company up to the public, your business purpose, de facto, changes to grow at whatever cost. This is because most of your shareholders, whom you are accountable to, especially the big powerful ones, do not care whatsoever about you. They care about their profits, and they are investing in you with the intention to one day profit from you in some way, shape, or form. And so to please the shareholder, you must grow. And sometimes the path to optimal growth, as decided on by corporate leadership, is not as obvious to us, the general public, as it may seem. Sega makes its business decisions, in this case its decision to be lenient regarding Sonic specifically, from the same cynical, pragmatic place that causes Nintendo to be so overprotective. Sega does not love its fans more, nor Nintendo love its fans less. Sega is also not some humanitarian champion of the people, as we have seen. No, Sega's decision-making is all about growth, and the decision to be less protective of its intellectual property, of Sonic, serves only to facilitate that growth. The question we should ask then is what makes Sonic special? Why does the Sonic fanbase get special treatment from Sega when Shin Megami Tensei, Streets of Rage, Yakuza, and Persona do not? To answer that question, it's time for us to talk about the second player here in this co-op game. It's time to talk about Sega. Sammy. This is the story of a company named Sammy. Sammy was a company in a big building where Sammy is a company that develops and sells pachinko machines. What is pachinko, you may ask? Well, it's a Japanese slot machine, essentially. You see, in Japan, gambling for cash is ostensibly illegal. A specific legal loophole exists, however, which allows you to play pachinko, get your little pachinko ball winnings, exchange them for a ticket, and then use that ticket to buy prize tokens, which can then be sold to a separate vendor off-premises for cash. Pachinko machines are essentially slot machines with a few degrees of separation. Do you remember that factoid I mentioned earlier? The one about Sega's original business purpose? Well, in mid-2004, Sammy bought a controlling share in the Sega Corporation at a cost of $1.1 billion, creating a new Sega company, SegaSammy Holdings. And despite Sega being at the front of the name, Sammy was the purchaser and the boss. Sammy is the Activision in this Activision Blizzard, the Square in this Square Enix, and the Bandai in this Bandai Namco. However, you may have noticed that the boss in a merger usually takes the first name in the pecking order, not just in video games, but in any corporate merger. Activision Blizzard, Lockheed Martin, ExxonMobil. Why then is Sammy so happy to take the back seat in the name SegaSammy? Well, the reason is that Sammy, being a company which makes its profits from the vice of gambling, and which acquired Sega in part to further the hardware and brand development of its pachinko and coin-op machines, has a bad reputation as a company that derives its profits from the misery of others. And Sega, as a producer of everyone's favorite video games, generally has a good and wholesome reputation. If you connect the dots, you might already see where I'm going with this. Sega can provide a lot of value to Sammy in hardware development and brand support, but also in public relations and diversification. If you are an investor, which company would you feel more comfortable investing in? The life-ruining gambling machine company or the family-friendly video game company with a gambling machine side business? Well, the answer seems obvious, and Sammy had this strategy in mind from the moment it began courting Sega for acquisition and merger. So we know that Sammy wanted Sega for its hardware specialty and also for its image. What does this have to do though with Sonic? Well, prior to Sammy's acquisition of Sega in 2004, the Sonic franchise, the flagship, was not performing as well as Mario, but it was still doing relatively well. Sonic Adventure 2 had been released in 2001, and Sonic Heroes in 2003, both of which were well-reviewed and sold well. The Sonic Advance games on the Game Boy Advance were also generally excellent. The very first game released after Sammy's acquisition of Sega in 2004 was Shadow the Hedgehog in 2005. I owned and played Shadow the Hedgehog. It wasn't very good, but it had some sparks of inspiration. I am of the opinion that Shadow the Hedgehog and subsequent games of that era were in part robbed of their resources by a corporate master which did not see the value in producing high-quality Sonic games. This would lead to a lot of the Sonic games of the modern era, which is to say 2005 to 2006 and onward, to be hastily conceptualized with rushed developments, gimmicky gameplay, and poor critical reception. But Sammy at the time did not really care about Sonic's sales, or indeed about almost any first-party video game development. It cared about pachinko profits, the diversification of SegaSammy into a publishing powerhouse with its own wholly owned subsidiaries, and its business reputation. And this period would just so happen to coincide with the rise of the internet. Suddenly fans, once isolated, had ways to communicate with each other that never existed before. Some of these fans had been brought into the fold by third-party Sonic-related media such as the old Sonic cartoons or the Sonic comics that were being run by Archie Comic Publications Incorporated. Others were brought into the fold by the various Sonic games they had played, both classic and 3D. These communities would coalesce into the very diverse and often internally volatile fandom that is the modern Sonic fandom. This fandom created tons of fan content, fan games and fan art and fan fiction, and Sammy, SegaSammy, was well pleased by all of this. Sammy, you see, did not see the value in Sonic the Hedgehog as a game seller. Instead, it saw a flagship that was more valuable as a symbol. And so it ignored fan content because the goodwill that the Sonic fandom generates by seeing Sega as this benevolent entity allows SegaSammy to operate with less scrutiny and a more wholesome image. I've made some bold claims, and I'm sure some of you are quite skeptical. But you don't have to take me at my word. SegaSammy says one thing to us, the fans, but it says another thing to investors. And remember what I said before about investors and growth. So buckle your seatbelts, my nightingales, because we are about to read some terribly exciting annual investor reports. I've made a few bold claims, so let me reiterate them. Number 1. Sammy acquired Sega in part to use Sega's development expertise and brands to improve their pachinko and pachi slot income. Number 2. Sammy uses the presence of Sega to obfuscate its gambling business. And number 3. Sonic was not a priority for Sammy, and so Sammy was happy to give Sonic up as a scapegoat for PR purposes. This is the SegaSammy Holdings Incorporated 2005 Annual Investor Report, the first annual investor report released after the merger. This is what SegaSammy publishes every year to encourage investors to continue investing in SegaSammy. Let's take a look at page 5, Management Merger. With regards to my first point, SegaSammy says, in amusement-related business and home video game software, Sega boasts outstanding development capabilities and is a world-famous brand name. Meanwhile, out-of-the-box ideas and R&D muscle are earning Sammy a commanding position in Japan's markets for pachislot and pachinko machines. So we can establish that Sammy's interest is both in Sega's developmental capabilities and its brand. The report goes on to state on page 6 that SegaSammy made substantial income with its new Hokuto no Ken pachislot machine. You may be more familiar with the name Hokuto no Ken by its English name Fist of the North Star. And if you are a gamer, you may recognize a similar pachinko machine from its inclusion in Yakuza Like a Dragon. This specific pachinko machine is based on Fist of the Blue Sky and is made by SegaSammy. You may also be aware, of course, that the Yakuza series of games is created, owned, and published by Sega. We can also take a look at this helpful chart on page 13. Sammy is able to leverage Sega's content and advanced technological development capabilities, and Sega is able to draw on abundant cash flow generated by pachislot and pachinko business. A win-win for investors. The report goes on and on about this topic with additional references all throughout. Alright, so you might believe, point 1, that Sammy acquired Sega to boost its gambling business in crucial ways. Well, how about point 2, that Sammy desired Sega's good reputation to obfuscate its less wholesome reputation? Whereas SegaSammy would never admit this to a consumer, it is happy to share that information with investors. On page 8, we see that a part of SegaSammy's initial business reorganization was to consolidate amusement-related operations through transferring Sammy's amusement operations to Sega. In other words, keep the pachinko stuff inside of the Sammy name and move everything else into the more palatable Sega name. We will also see in the introduction on page 5 that Sega and Sammy seek to roll out operations in Japan and overseas far more forcefully by leveraging the synergies stemming from the efficient use of intellectual property, technology, personnel, capital, information, and other management resources. Let me translate this business jargon for you. SegaSammy wants to aggressively expand into the global market by changing how they use their brands, tech, people, money, data, and leadership. The decision to name the holding company SegaSammy with Sega up front also supports this point, as we've already discussed. Alright then, well, how about that last point, that Sonic was used by Sammy as a PR scapegoat? We see on pages 20 and 21 the 4 items that SegaSammy sees as especially valuable and in what capacities these things are valuable. The Constellation, as they call it. Number 1 is the pachislot machine. Number 2, the UFO catcher game, a crane game, what the report calls amusement games. Number 4 is Mushi King, the King of Beetles, which is a trading card game with the loot box characteristics that a TCG entails. Number 3 is Sonic the Hedgehog, but not Sonic in his value as a franchise of successful games, or as a source of income from sales, but as a game software character. Sonic is a hero among the children the world over, says SegaSammy. Finally, as to point number 3, Sonic's games were not a priority for SegaSammy. Sonic as a hero among the children was more valuable to SegaSammy than Sonic as a franchise of quality, high-selling games. And it showed. Compare Sonic's sales and review scores to Mario, and the contrast is stark and obvious. But you can also look at SegaSammy's own financial data. Take a look at this chart on page 41. Of the 515,668 million yen the company made in net sales, more than half of that revenue was from pachinko, and nearly an additional third of the revenue came from amusement machines and center operations. The entirety of the video game sales were crammed into a miscellaneous consumer business category, which is roughly equal in revenue to amusement machine sales. That is how little Sonic games were worth just after the SegaSammy merger. The games themselves were literally calculated as a fraction of SegaSammy's revenue. SegaSammy made then what it felt was the logical choice for growth. It underinvested and overmanaged Sonic as a franchise for several years, and arguably much longer, leading to the departure of Yuji Naka in 2006 and a string of Sonic games with poor critical reception and underwhelming sales. Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic Unleashed, and Sonic and the Black Knight. Consider those games and their themes against what SegaSammy saw as being the point of Sonic, a hero among the children. The quality of the games wasn't important, and the mechanics of those games, with their heavy-handed gimmicks, reek of executive meddling in the conceptual direction of a hero among the children. This executive meddling is also omnipresent in the 2005 investor report. Sega is almost never mentioned in the report without also referencing the extensive eliminating of inefficiencies and developmental reorganization facing that half of the company. SegaSammy elected to develop Sonic in a way that highlighted his heroic nature and elected to develop the fandom at the cost of game quality and intellectual property strength and stability to garner goodwill. Tangentially, I am therefore of the opinion that Sonic Team is not entirely responsible for the messiness that is the 2005 to 2009 sequence of Sonic games. These were substantial 3D games released annually that were directly affected by SegaSammy's business philosophy towards Sega games. Develop products that accurately reflect market demand and realize stringent management of project schedules, quality, and budgets. And we have seen that Sonic Team, when not tasked with the objective of make Sonic a hero for children, can produce quality, excellent games even with limited resources and development time. We've seen that with Sonic Colors, Generations, and most recently, despite some bugginess, Frontiers, albeit for the latter game it again leans into the hero trope a little bit. Even the poorly received Sonic games, I would argue, have different points that make those games wonderful and enjoyable. There's a reason why the Sonic fandom is so large, so vocal, and so developed. There is merit in these games, and Sonic Team is absolutely capable of producing extraordinary games, but for a lack of time and resources and an overabundance of top-down brand micromanaging in certain aspects. But I digress. SegaSammy in the mid-2000s saw that the cost of protecting a declining IP was not worth the value of the goodwill it produced to ignore said IP. And so it made the rational decision when viewed through the lens of growth. Sega took a hands-off approach to the fandom and in many regards to the IP as a whole. Where Nintendo would exercise tight executive brand control over Mario to focus on quality, Sega just let the horse run free on the quality control side and IP protection side while also attempting to use that hands-off approach as a PR win. It's not the mid-2000s anymore though. Things are changing for Sonic and for Sega, and they have been for a while now. Sammy got exactly what it wanted with Sega: assistance in pachinko hardware development, a new wholesome persona, and diversification. There's a little footnote in the 2005 investor report, so small that you could almost miss it. The consequences of this decision, however, would be vast. In order to bolster SegaSammy's vision of becoming a publisher of games instead of a mere developer, the company acquired Creative Assembly in 2005. It marked the beginning of a series of acquisitions that would see the once small consumer business side of revenue expand dramatically. Sega would acquire Secret Level, known for Jedi Starfighter, and Sports Interactive, known for Football Manager, in 2006. In 2011, Sega would purchase 3 Rings, notable for Spiral Knights. And in 2013, Sega would acquire both Relic Entertainment, known for Company of Heroes and Dawn of War, and Index Holdings, the parent company of Atlas. The Sonic games, in the meantime, slowly emerged from the slump that followed the SegaSammy merger. Sonic had 2 substantial wins in 2010, with Sonic Colors and again in 2011 with Sonic Generations, respectively. And while SegaSammy would axe that direction of development, I'd imagine since it didn't line up with their vision for Sonic's brand management as a hero of children, the idea that Sonic could be worth something more than mere goodwill began to manifest. There were still a few blunders, but even those storm clouds had silver linings. The success of the Sonic Boom cartoon when the game had flopped so dramatically showed Sega that Sonic had promise as a media franchise, once again mirroring his old rival, Mario. But while all this was happening too, the lax management of the Sonic intellectual property resulted in disaster, the very kind that Nintendo and Disney move heaven and earth to avoid. That's right, it's time for us to talk about Ken Penders. Kenneth W. Penders II was the former artist and main writer for the Sonic the Hedgehog Archie comics that we had briefly discussed. Penders was an independent contractor, and he worked for Sega's licensee Archie Comics from 1993 until 2005. During that time, Penders developed many different Sonic characters that would become integral to the plot of the comics. Now here's an interesting quirk of intellectual property law. If you don't have a written agreement with an independent contractor that expressly grants work product copyright to you, the work product isn't necessarily your copyright. If I hired a musician to make custom music for one of my videos, but left who owns the copyright ambiguous, the musician has every right to claim the copyright for that music and fight me for it, and in that case they'd very likely win. You can also see Dota escaping the clutches of Blizzard as an example of this. After leaving Archie, Penders would declare that all the characters, settings, stories, and themes that he had developed as part of the Sonic comic book universe belonged to him, including the substantial and fleshed out characters he created, including their physical traits, personality traits, and backstories. He then filed to register those copyrights with the US Copyright Office. The US Copyright Office then sent Sega written notice of these copyright registrations on April 21, 2010, to which Sega had 30 days to object. Sega would fail to do so, in part because of their lax intellectual property management, thereby ceding very substantial intellectual property rights for a lot of Sonic characters and lore to Penders, an independent contractor. This led to lawsuits against both Archie Comics and Sega. I won't discuss the Archie Comics lawsuit much except to note that it was a festival of blunders, what our friends in the MOBA biz call a clown fiesta. Archie claimed Penders had signed one employment agreement, while Penders claimed he had signed another. And when Archie couldn't produce the contract that Penders had allegedly signed, they were forced to settle. The Sega lawsuit is more relevant, but just as clownish. In 2011, Penders filed a lawsuit against Sega and Electronic Arts with the United States District Court for the Central District of California. Penders, however, should probably have talked to a lawyer. The court dismissed his suit without prejudice after he initiated the lawsuit while his Archie comic case was still before the court, and failed to file a notice of related case. Judge Wright would state, "Such procedural maneuvering is not well taken, nor will it be tolerated." And on February 23, 2012, Judge Wright dismissed Penders' case without prejudice. The judge also noted that Penders should wait until the Archie case was concluded, as the outcome of that case could directly affect Penders' rights to Sonic. Penders, of course, did the very reasonable thing, and he waited until... no. Unsurprisingly, Penders immediately filed an appeal to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals on March 26, 2012. The Honorable Michael H. Simon, District Judge for the U.S. District Court for the District of Oregon, would affirm the District Court's ruling in a short, 3-paragraph opinion ending Penders' first attempt to sue Sega without the court ever having even touched upon the IP issue at all. But the threat of Penders is still out there, no matter how clownish it might be. And Penders has an especially strong claim over anything related to our favorite fighting freak Knuckles, the Echidna. Penders stated on Twitter, on the day the second Sonic movie was released in the United States, that he'd let his attorneys hash out potential IP claims that he might have against Sega with regards to Knuckles and his powers shown in the films. In other words, he's not going to let it get to him, he's just going to creep. Let us hope that Penders has found new, or in fact any attorneys, since his initial blunder. Aside from Penders though, we've seen all kinds of other brand-damaging messiness arising from Sega's gentle touch with its IP. Why do you suppose Nintendo has Chris Pratt voicing Mario in the Mario movie instead of Charles Martinet? Well, it's because Chris Pratt is a safest possible choice. Even if Chris Pratt had some kind of scandal, Nintendo could demonstrably prove to its investors that it tried to make the safest, most responsible choice when managing its brand. Sonic, on the other hand, seems to stumble from controversy to controversy. If it isn't people like Penders, it's rumors circulating like the recent allegations that Sonic's voice actor in Sonic Adventure slept with a fan. That sort of tabloid gossip is outside of our scope though. The point is, loose IP management, not just for fan works but in general, has consequences. It can cause you to slip up and lose portions of your property, and it can cause severe blemishes on the reputation of your brand, which in turn spooks investors and impacts sales. And when you're brought to court to defend your property, it is easy for an aggressor to then point to all the fan works you allow as evidence against the solidarity and legitimacy of your intellectual property rights. Sega is very lucky that Penders handled his lawsuits so poorly. If there is a next time, Sega may truly have something to fear. SegaSammy, for a long time, hasn't cared very much about sales or the integrity of the property, and it has cost them big time. Which brings us now to the final section of this video, my predictions for Sega and Sonic. The Sonic movies were box office smash hits, and I think even SegaSammy was taken aback by the success of the films and the merchandising opportunities they represented. Sonic's latest game, Frontiers, is certainly buggy and underbaked as many Sonic games can be, but something is different. Frontiers is ambitious and it sold very well. A storm is brewing, and if you've watched the video until this point, you can see where I'm going. The value proposition of Sonic is changing, and Sega's gentle touch with Sonic may very well change with it. Sonic games barely sold more than Total War or Football Manager in 2021, but the investor report for 2022 seems to suggest that Frontiers really broke the mold for Sonic, greatly exceeding any reasonable expectations by the company's own admissions. If Sonic is suddenly number 1, more valuable as a series of games and as a media icon, number 2, a major source of income due to game sales and movies, and number 3, becoming less valuable as a figure for PR and wholesome image relative to its game and movie revenue, the foundation that supports the social contract between Sega and its fans collapses. I admire the gentleness with which Sega handles the Sonic fandom and its wonderful fanworks. I really do. But I do not believe that Sega acts from a place of goodwill or generosity, and neither should you. They act as any company does from a place of pragmatism. And when fanworks and fan art and fan comics and fan games start to threaten growth, then the fanworks will go, and the growth will remain. You can always count on that. There is a glimmer of hope, though. Sega cannot antagonize its fans too much because the fans are the ones who buy the Sonic games at the end of the day, and Sonic fans are notoriously opinionated. Sonic fandom, there's nothing more cool than making fan art of a franchise that you like, but if Sega tries to take that away from you, that's no good. If you, the Sonic fandom, make a big enough fuss when Sega does try to tighten its hold, you may be able to push back against IP enforcement for a long time yet. The boundaries of intellectual property law might be the same for Sega and Nintendo, but the ways their management utilize intellectual property has been for a long time very different. Sonic as an IP was more valuable to Sega as good PR than it was as a franchise. We've seen how Sega treats Sonic differently from all of its other intellectual property, and how that treatment has had serious consequences for the integrity of Sonic as an IP. We've also seen how SegaSammy's diversification away from gambling has been successful, and how the rising value of Sonic as a media icon and seller of games may lead Sega to renege on its social contract with the Sonic fandom. In Sega's defense, moving its business increasingly away from gambling is arguably a societal good. However, let us not be fooled into thinking that Sega's decision to diversify away from gambling is based on a desire to do good. If big business is ranked competitive capitalism, understand this. For a big business, there is no good. There is what wins the match and what doesn't win the match. And in that way, despite all their differences, Nintendo and Sega are not too different. They both wish to grow. They are both accountable to shareholders, and you can count on the fact that each company's leadership will attempt to optimize growth in whatever ways that they can. It's nothing personnel, kid. It's just business. So the last video on Nintendo exceeded my anticipated view count by about 20,000%. I'm humbled and grateful to be able to share my vision with all of you. The intention of Moon Channel has always been to create videos that are serious without being anxiety-inducing, mature without being condescending, and wholesome without being overbearing. Like a nice evening at the hot spring after a long day, or a high-quality meal that leaves you feeling healthy and exactly the right amount of full. I'd also like to use this little portion of the video to affirm my commitment to doing good through Moon Channel. As such, going forward, 10% of Moon Channel's revenue, whether that comes from sponsors, subscriptions, Patreon, or YouTube ads, will be going directly to charitable causes. For the immediate term, the 10% will be going to Doctors Without Borders in support of their efforts in the ongoing earthquake crisis in Turkey and Syria. As the channel grows, I hope that we can use this platform together to do good, wholesome things, even when video topics themselves might get a bit heavy at times. I'd love to do more charity promotions, videos sponsored by charities, and donation matching as well, as the channel expands. If that deal sounds good to you, I encourage you to subscribe and to consider looking into joining us on Patreon as well. A link is in the description for you below. Your kindness motivates me to do my best for you. If you have any questions, please also leave a comment. I will try my best to answer. This episode was a little thicker on both law and anecdote, so let me know what you think so that I can tune the videos to your preference. It is always a pleasure to talk to you all in the comments. I hope it's been a good evening. I've been your host, Moony, and thank you for tuning in to Moon Channel.